Okay. Hi guys, good morning. We'll start our topic today from IAM. What is IAM? What are the features of IAM? And where you can implement the IAM. Okay. So let's go with the theory. Then I will explain you what actually we do with IAM. So IAM is a identity and access management in web service that help you to securely control your AWS resources. So as I said previously, that in a given organization, let's say you start up your company, you have a company and there are 5 members in your company right now, and you create a AWS account. Now for each employee or each person in your company needs to work on AWS because you are developing something on cloud. So are you going to create new account for each member, or you are going to create or you are going to share the account which you have created right now? We are not going to create multiple account for each member. Okay, so the account which you have created, you need to share that account with multiple people, right? So you are the owner of that account right now. I think everybody has created the account. Okay, but that account need to be shared with multiple people. So are you going to give them the full access of the account, or you are going to give the limited access? Okay, how can you give the access to that particular person? Okay, what type of permission you are going to give that person? Okay, how can they connect to that account? All these things are controlled by a centralized unit, and it is called IAM. You can just imagine, you can just compare this thing with the access given to you in your company. Generally, if anybody has worked in company, they give you the access of their company. uh, okay, so I can just give one comparison. Okay, let's go to your college time. When you enter a college or a university as a student, what is the requirement? When you go, the first thing they issue to you is the ID card. Agree? When you go to your college or a university, the first thing they issue is the ID card. After the ID card is issued, what is the primary thing you will get, and why you require the ID card? So as a student, you require to access the campus. Agree? For ID card, you need the, what is the requirement basically? You need to access the ID card. You need to access the campus. Okay, and what is actually written in the ID card in general? It has your image, it has your name. This is the primary thing when a ID card is issued to you. So where will you go to issue the ID card? Generally there is an admin building where you will visit, and you have to submit some document, you have to submit some information, and you will be issued an ID card. As soon as the ID card is issued, can you access the whole campus as soon as the ID card is issued? So answer is no. Initially your ID card won't have any type of access. Whenever a new ID card is created, that ID card will have no access on that, right? You have to submit the application that which area, which class, which building you need the access to that new ID card, right? So let's take example. You are okay, you are the fresher, so you are having the access of this particular area, this building only. This is the your campus, your uh, first year building. and this is a common area, right? So you are only authorized to access the common area. This is a common area, and this building is allowed to this building is access of this building is allowed to your ID card. So you won't able to enter in this building or in this building. Agree? Are you getting the example? So whenever a new ID card is issued to you, by default there will be no permission. That when you submit an application with the given permission, so the common area is given to you and the limited access to that particular buildings, not full access, full area. So right now you got a student ID card. So this is the permission you will get. Okay. Now compare with a other ID card issued to a faculty. Similarly, a faculty will be there who has the ID card. Same information like photo, your personal information, and what level of access will be given to this ID card. So they might have more privilege as compared to you. They might have access to this building, this building, this building, and other thing, right? So according to the user, the permission will vary. You can compare same thing with IAM, right? It is a tool which is used to give the permission to the user. The first thing is to allow the access. Like whenever a ID card is issued, that means you can enter the campus, right? Without the ID card, you can't enter the premise as well. You are not allowed to enter the premises. So by issuing a ID card, I am giving you the permission to enter into the campus. But to get the access to a particular building, you require to submit the application. Okay, so this is a direct comparison between your IAM. So you uses you use IAM to control who is authenticated. Authenticated means sign into your AWS account. Okay, and authorize has permission to use resources. Now that's a two different thing, or it's altogether a different meaning of authentication and authorization. Authentication just means that they are allowed to log in into your AWS account. As I said, they are allowed to enter the campus. That's the authentication. Authorization. Okay, authorization means, are you allowed to access any services in your AWS account? So authentication, you go to any concert, you go to any restaurant, you are authorized to enter the restaurant, but you are not authorized to enter the kitchen or the private area. That's the authorization. So you have a limited access. Essentially, I am allow you to manage user and their level of access to your AWS console. It is important to understand IAM, how it works, both for exam and administering a company AWS account in real world. Many people says that, sir, why we need to learn IAM? Okay, but IAM is a very important thing for exam purpose. And in general, you are not going to create a role in your company because there will be a separate team or admin team who is going to manage. But there are chances that you might join that team, or in your day-to-day activity also you should know how IAM works. It's a very important thing. Now coming to the features. So what can we do with IAM? This is a service. Okay. So important thing about IAM is that it is non-chargeable service. That means there is no charge associated with IAM because it's just giving you the access in your AWS account. nothing else. Not You're not going to use any server, you're not going to store any data which is chargeable in Amazon. So this is a free service. You can create as many user as you want, okay, given a quota. So there is a quota that how many users you can create in your AWS account. Okay, if you breach that quota, you won't able to create more users. So there is always a threshold how many users you can create, how many number of person you can create a user for them. So what features IAM provide? You can share access to your AWS account. You can grant other people permission to administer and use resources in your AWS account without having to share your password or access key. You don't have to share your password and access key. You can create a separate user. That's a general thing. So whenever you are working in your organization, whenever you are working anywhere, okay, in your organization, in your company, don't ever share your credential. Don't ever share your credential. If somebody wants to access or wants permission, ask them to contact the admin team and they will create the user for that particular person. Okay, I'm asking you that never share your credential. So you don't know what activity that person will do with your credential. Okay, and that credential belongs to you. If that person has done some miscellaneous activity, then it will come to your name. Okay, so granular permissions, you can grant different permission to different people for different resources. Okay, so you can create granular permission that this particular person can access this resources, this particular person can access this particular resources. Okay, you can control that. Multi-factor authentication, MFA. How many of you know multi-factor authentication? Have you heard this word previously? Are you using the multi-factor authentication on your day-to-day life? What it is? In your banking. Nowadays, everybody is using UPI, everybody is using net banking, right? So whenever you are trying to log into your account, it can be a banking account, it can be your social media account. You might have seen even in Google nowadays, apart from your username and password, a OTP is generated, which is sent to you over your mobile or on your email ID. That's called multi-factor or two-factor authentication, right? Multi-factor means apart from a primary password, you have to enter a additional key, additional code, multi-factor. So it can be two-factor, it can be three-factor, and so on. So you can enable multi-factor authentication in your AWS account. So how you might have seen this type of devices. So this is a hard devices which are being provided to you by your company, which will generate a random 6-digit number, RSA token or multi. Okay, this is a RSA token is generally the name is. So what this device does, it generates a random number which you have to enter, and this is linked to your uh, individual person. This token will be linked to individual person. Similarly, nowadays in a smartphone, you can install Google authentication, Microsoft authentication, which can generate random code, and they are synced to your user ID. So you can see there are some name here which are synchronized to a particular person, right? So Google authentication or these authenticators are individual, so no other person will have same type of number. Okay, at that particular time. So apart from your username and password, you have to enter this number. That's a you can enable multi-factor authentication to log in into your account. Why we require multi-factor authentication? For extra security. Gotcha? Identity federation. You can allow user who already have a password somewhere else. Okay. So you might have seen um, I will give two example. Many of you have seen that there are some website where you don't have to create the user. You don't have to create a user. You can log in using Google, y- using your Google account or using your Microsoft account. You might have seen some website. Mostly, if you're booking your hotels, where you have to log in. So they give you option that log in through your Google account, log in through your Microsoft account, right? That is called identity federation, where third party authentication is allowed. Even in many corporate world, even if in many industry, Microsoft accounts are created. Okay, Microsoft account is created, which is used to authenticate a person in every application. That's a centralized repository. Many company use Microsoft as an authenticator. Okay, so that is also can be enabled. So you can enable third party authentication. So you can allow user who are already having password somewhere else in your corporate network or with a identity provider internet identity provider. Example, Active Directory, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Google. Next is provide temporary access to for the user and devices and services as necessary. So let's say there are some person who is going to visit your company. Okay, in your company, when somebody is visiting, or even in your college campus, are you going to provide them a permanent ID card, or you're going to provide them a temporary ID card? You might have seen in many cases when somebody visits your campus, you provide them a temporary ID card. Similarly, let's say there is some audit is going on. Many company required regular auditing. So in that case, that person who is assigned the duty to audit your AWS account require a temporary access, require an access. So it's up to you. Do you want to create a temporary access, or you want to give permanent access? Okay, so in general, we provide them temporary access. So you can create a temp user with a temporary role. Okay, centralized control of your AWS account allow you to set up your own password rotation cycle. So you might have observed in your banking that after a certain period of time you have to reset your password, right? Your password expires. Similarly, in your corporate, in your AWS account, you can set a password rotation cycle where after a certain period of time the password will be automatically reset. The password will be expired and you have to reset the password. Till now, anybody has any question? Okay. Now, I will show you the console of IAM. Before that, we have to understand there are four topics which we have subtopics in IAM. One is the user. Now, what is user? And user or actual people. So, whenever we are talking about the user, we generally talk about actual user. Okay, actual real person. Now, why I'm saying actual real person? There is something called role, which is a machine acting as a user. I will tell you about more that. Group, a collection of user under one set of permission. So just like in your class, there is a class like fresher or the first year people, right? In a college, so all the people who are in first year are going to grant a permission. So I don't have to create permission policy. I don't have to create a policy for each person. I can create a common policy for first year student. So I will create a user, and whatever the permission I want to give, I can create a group, and I can assign that permission to that group. So anybody in that group will get that single permission. So I will again. So right now you can say that you are living in Maharashtra again. So there is a separate policy for Maharashtrian people, right? People living in Maharashtra. So if you are in that particular group or segment, then that policy will be applied to you. You have some individual user policy, if you have some individual permission, but there is a group permission. So if you belong to that particular group, you will get an additional permission. So why these groups are created? So that I don't have to create the policy again and again for an individual person. I will create a group, I will add a permission to that group, and I will add that user in that particular group. Okay, I will add the user in that particular group. That's a collection of user under one set of permission. Now role. I will talk about role. So you create role and can assign them to AWS resources. I will come to this. So this is basically you are giving a machine some level of permission. What type of machine? A computer, right? Take example. Your computer requires some access right now, right? You are uh, you are accessing team. Your computer required permission to access a team channel. Your laptop required to access some file in a particular folder like Gmail or Google Drive. Your computer required some access, right? Similarly, that's the role. I will talk about role more detail. Just give me a couple of minutes. Policy, a document that define one or more permission. It's just like your constitution has some permission written to you, and which is implemented to us. It's a set of policy. So whenever a new policy, you can take example in government, the policies are created, the bills are passed. What is there? It's a piece of document which has some sets of rule. That's a policy. So we can create a policy, and there are some policy which are already created for us in your each account, and they are created by Amazon. These are the four things we have to learn. Now let's talk about more on role. So what is role and why it is important? So I told you about the ID card. ID cards are assigned to you when you are a person, right? When you want to enter a campus, when you want to enter a on premise, you will be granted a ID card, and in each ID card there are some permission associated to it. So which type of permission, that which area needs to be accessed, or what type of entry or policies attached to that ID card. Now take another example. This is a campus, second campus, right? If you are a person, you can access the building, you can access and that particular area which is assigned to your ID card. But what if you bring a car? What if you bringing a vehicle? Is your vehicle allowed to access whole campus? This is a machine, this is not a human. This is a machine, this is not human, but you are allowing this machine to enter in your campus. But why you want to allow this machine? Is your machine allowed in your campus or not? If yes, what area that machine will be covering. So let's say this is a machine, this is a car. So when you enter a car, there need to be some authentication that this car is allowed in campus or not. So you might have seen many cars has this RFID, right? So using this ID, that nowadays FASTag is one of the example where you paste this thing, it will be scanned on the radar and then only it will allow in the campus. This is a authentication. And what is this authentication? Give the permission authorization to access only the parking area, the area which is dedicated to the basically for two wheeler and four wheeler, right? So this ID card, this RFID is different from the ID card or it's same? Is RFID same to ID card? No, this is different. This is designed for only for vehicles, right? It is not designed for. It is not created for human. Human has ID card. This it has a RFID. It is going to attach to a machine. It can be two wheeler. It can be four wheeler. And this RFID has permission to access this particular area only. If you are bringing cycle, then cycle might be allowed in your campus, but the four wheelers are not allowed to access the whole area. It is only allowed to park in parking area. Am I clear? So that you can compare role with your RFID. So roles are provided to machine to access other services. So just like you're going to create a computer in your cloud. Let's assume right now. So there is a computer. Now this is your storage device. We call it S3. So this computer required to access the files in S3 bucket. So do you are going to allow the access or not? So in that case, you are going to create a role for that particular machine. So to grant the permission, you are going to create a role and attach to that machine. Okay. So we are going to discuss more about role in our future class. But right now, just understand these three things or four things: user, group, role, and policy. Okay, if you're not clear with role right now, what is role? Don't worry, we are going to discuss more role in our EC2 section. We are going to create multiple roles and going to attach it to the EC2 machine. Any question till this point? If no, I will go and create the some AWS users and I will show you. So hopefully you have created your AWS account. Anybody here who hasn't created the account yet? Okay. So this is your console, as I said. So whenever you are logging into your AWS account, this is the first page or the landing page you will get. So what are the things you will start exploring? Here are some welcome notes. Okay. Now here is the list of services which we are going to which are provided by Amazon. So you can select your services, which service you want to use right now. Here there is a console shell not required. Here some notification pushed by Amazon. So generally if Amazon want to push some notification, there is some outage, there is a service down or there is a maintenance going on, Amazon is going to notify you. Here is a support center. So if you want to raise any support or if you want to raise any uh, ticket with Amazon, you can raise from here. It can be billing, it can be account related, it can be free tier related, or some information you want to get, or even technical support. So you can create a ticket from here. So technical support, uh, as you are in free tier, Amazon doesn't support technical. You can ask the question from here. Okay, general support is provided to you. Technical support means a high level support where you require features, working features. Okay, you require code support, you require working support. So generally, if you purchase their enterprise plan, then they will help you out. But for your basic account, even they help you out with some basic information. Just like free tier, if your free tier is not working, you are getting charged, you can raise a ticket with Amazon about the billing, that I am getting charged for my bill. So this is a one of the ticket which I have raised for my previous batch, where the free tier is was not enabled. There were some student who was saying that the free tier is was not enabled. So I asked Amazon. So they said that uh, you can't ask or you can't activate the free tier for individual account. That individual account needs to raise a ticket if there is any problem with that, because of the privacy. Okay, so this is a support center. There are documents, there are trainings, you can check it out. Here the region, you can select in which region you want to work. Right now we are going to work in Mumbai region. As I said, whenever you are logging into your AWS account, always check the in which region you are working. Okay, we are going to work in Mumbai or in Virginia. Only two data centers we are going to work, or two region we are going to work. What is the region? In which data center or which country you want to put your data, or you want your machine from that particular area. That's the region. Always select. Okay, you might have selected Mumbai, but there are some chances where you log in and your data center, your region is selected something else. It might happen, yeah, today you are working in Mumbai, and tomorrow when you log in again, your region might be selected as Oreo or some other region, Ohio. So always check in which region you are working. Why? Because the machine which you have created will be shown in that particular region only, or the data which you have created will be shown in that particular region only. Means if you have created a machine in Mumbai region, that machine will be seen in Mumbai region only. If you change the region to, let's say, Oregon, then you won't able to see the machine because the machine was created in Mumbai region. But right now you are logging into the Oregon region. So be very careful in which region you are working. I will give you an example why I'm saying this. Many time you create a machine in Mumbai and you switch other region. You switch by mistakenly, you have switched to other region. There you won't find the machine. So you are free that okay, there is no machine in my running machine in my account. So no action need to be taken. I don't have to shut down the machine, and you go home. And tomorrow you found out the machine was running in Mumbai region, but you check in Oregon region, but machine is still running. You have checked the wrong region. So be very careful. Okay, in which region you are working. Here is about your account information. This is your account number, your account, organization, service quota, billing, dashboard, and so on. So this is your account information. So one is the important thing is billing dashboard. So here it will show you what bills you are getting. So previous month or previous year bills are also available. This is a billing dashboard. Okay. Now we are going to set up a billing alarm as well. So here is a free tier. Here in free tier you will see the list of services which are in free tier right now in your account. Okay. So if you are in a free tier, you will see the a list of free tier services here. Okay. Now if you have some credit, if you have some information, some credit, then it will be shown here. Your payment history. what payment you have done in the past, that will be shown here. Okay, this a quiet console, consolidated bills. If you want, we can just try to go through each and every services. Okay, just explore. It's a simple GUI. Any question till here? Get familiar with the console. Okay, now you can see I'm getting charges for S3. So how can I see which bucket is getting charged? So go to the billing dashboard, go to the bills. Okay, select the current month. You can see here July is selected. If you scroll down here, these are the services which I have used in the given month. If I click on expand all, so you can see backup. I might have done some backup. The charges is 0 for a given month, and this is a charge I got. CloudWatch, $0 per month metrics is for first 10 alarms. I have used 3 alarms. So first 10 alarms it's free. So there is no charge. So this services I might have leverage, and what are the charges associated to it. So you can see the region wise: Mumbai, Sydney, Virginia. Okay, and further AWS transfer, the data transfer, $0.8 per gigabyte. There is no charge for it. Okay, now further. Yeah, here I am using this service $0.5. So it is, they charge me for this service. This service it is chargeable. Now if I further go down, S3, I am using S3 to keep my data. There are some data in my AWS account. So you can see $0.02 per month for storing the data. Okay, so how much data I am storing right now? 80 GB. So I got charged for $0.16 to store 80 GB per month. That's the charge I am paying. There is another charge, total 0. S3, yeah, this is a charge I am paying for putting some data in cloud. So it gives you the detailed information where you are using or where the charge are implemented in your account. So you can go through that thoroughly, check where you are getting charged, and accordingly you can decide that machine should be terminated or that data should be deleted or not. Yeah, any question? Priyanka, you want to say something? Okay, got it. So you can just verify, so if anything is there, and it show you the past month bills as well. So get familiar with the AWS account, get familiar with the console. Okay, now we are going to what we are learning? We are learning IAM. So IAM is categorized under security. So Amazon has done categorization. You can see analytics, application integration, compute. So compute EC2 machine we are going to learn, lambdas we are going to learn. Okay, database, containers, maintenance and governance. So Amazon has categorized all their service into some groups. So our IAM categorized under security. Okay, our IAM comes under security. Here you can see IAM. Even you can click on all the services, it will show you the list of all the services in a single glance, alphabetical wise, or just type here in the search bar. Okay, it will show you IAM. All the information it will show you here. Just click on the service which you want to use. So generally I don't go with the service wise, I just type in the search bar the service name and I open that service. So this is the dashboard of IAM. Okay. Now there are some security recommendation by Amazon. You can check it out. You can enable, or you can do that. You can enable uh, MFA for your root account. Now, what is root account? What is IAM account? I will explain you in detail. But just right now, understand that this is how your dashboard will look like. Okay. Now, users. Right now, there is no user. If you are the first time, there will be no user group, and there will be, in my account there are two users. Let me delete them. So if you are first time user, there will be no user, there will be no group in your account. Okay. If you go to role, you might see zero role here. This are the role I might have created, but in your case there might be zero role, or there might be couple of roles. Policies. Now you can see these are the policy. These are the policy document which define what you have to do in AWS. This is the policies. So if you can see the type, so this is a Amazon managed. That means these are the policy created by Amazon, and it will be in your account. So how many policies are there? Nearly 1000 policies or 800 policies will be there according to your account. So already Amazon has created a ample amount of policy for you. You just have to use that policy directly. You don't have to create the policy, okay, right now. So Amazon has made your life easy. They are giving some custom policies out of the box. So you can just start working on your AWS. You don't have to worry about creating the policy, creating the document, and all these things. Clear? Now, first understand what is root user, what is IAM user. Okay? What is root user according to you? What is defined root user? So let's think like you start a company, or let's assume that you start a small shop. You are the owner of the shop, right? Now, apart from that, any person who is coming to your shop requires some access. So you are the owner means you have the ultimate access. You can start the shop, you can shut down your shop, you can do the transactions related to your shop. You are the owner. Apart from that, if anybody wants to access your shop, or you want to, there's a secondary owner. So root user basically means the user who has created the account. So I am a user. So there are two type of user, root user or IAM user. So root user, you will see the email ID, root user email ID. If you click on IAM user, it will show the AWS digits. I will come to that. So always remember, there will be how many root user will be there according to you? How many root user can be there? Can we create more root user? Can we create more root user? So answer is no. In a given account, I cannot create more root user. So that's the interview and exam question. Can we create, how many root user can be there? Only one. You can't create more root user. And how can you log into root user? Using your email ID. So the person or who has created the account is only authorized to log in into your AWS account using root user. Using root user. Okay, what level of permission will a root user will have? Admin user access means the root user can do anything in your AWS account. What other level of permission? Only root user can delete the account. Okay, no other user can delete the account. Now, apart from that, if you are creating any user, let's say the shop owner wants to give permission to his co co-owner. Co-owner means it can be his wife, it can be his father. They require permission, right? They require the same level of permission which is similar to the owner. That can be admin permission. So you can create admin permission as well. You can create a new user for your wife, for you the your father, which is similar to the root user. But but the they will call as IAM user. They will not call themselves as a root user. They might have similar permission to the root user, but they will not be called as root user. There will be only one owner. Always remember. So root user will be only one. You can create more user, but they will be called as IAM user. They will be called as IAM user. Now, what level of permission can you give to the IAM user? You can give the lowest permission as no access. They can only log into your AWS account, but there will be no access. Starting with zero access. Okay, zero permission. So they will be user with zero permission up to the admin permission. Now, if a IAM user get the admin permission, how it will be different from root user? So root user will always log in with the email ID. IAM user require the IAM user ID, or you can say the username in general. Second, IAM user will not able to delete AWS account even if it has a admin access. IAM user can't delete AWS account. It is again has only root user has the access. Okay, how many IAM user you can create? You can create n number of IAM user until unless Amazon has a limit. I think 500 users. Okay, that's the limit that you can create the IAM users. But there is no in general upper limit. Even you can ask Amazon to give you more quota. So there are quotas allocated to each account. So by I think the soft limit is of 500. So if you want, you can just check the quotas in the in your right. Are we clear with the IAM user and the root user? Anybody has any question? Yes, no. Okay. Hmm. Now again, let's go and log in into your AWS account. So I am logging through IAM user. I am logging through IAM user or root user. I am logging through root user. Let's go to IAM and create one user. So go to the user, add user, give name, Now you can see I have given a name, username, provide user to AWS Management Console. Okay, so you have to tick this thing and just click here. I want to create a IAM user. Now, whenever you're creating a user, you want to create a password as well. So automatic generate the password. After that, the user must create a new password in the first sign in. So that means whatever the password which is generated right now will be used only once, and user need to reset its own password. So I'm creating a user. Provide the console access. What is console access? I will explain you in detail. What is programmatic access? There are two type of access. But just right now, understand what I'm just creating a dummy user. Don't worry. Just see. We are going to create a number of 4 to 5 user right now. Okay. Right now, it is called add a group user to a group. I'm not doing that. Copy the permission, no. Direct policy, no. So I'm not selecting anything and just creating a user. So okay, now whenever you are creating anything in AWS, whenever you're creating anything in AWS, in the final step it will show you the review. Okay, review what you are doing. So I'm creating a user with the console access where password will be generated automatically. It will require to reset the password. What permission I have given right now? I have not given any permission apart from resetting the password. That's it. Now tags. What is tag? Anybody know what is tag in general? Have you heard word tag? No. You have visited any mall and there are some, let's say you visit DMart and there are some workers there for help to help you out, right? And they have a name tag on their shoulder. Name tag. Tag. So basically it gives the extra information. So you can give the information here tag. That means you want to add some information about this user. So let's say who has created. So created by. So you can type anything. You can add up to 50 tags. This is the extra information. Team, AWS team. Okay. Uh, Purpose. So you can write extra information why this user is created. Why tags are important? Because in future, right now you are the person working in your company. You leave this organization. The person who is going to replace you will not know na, why this user is created. Or let's say after 5 years, will you are there in the company for 5 years, will you remember why you created this user? What was the purpose of this user? Even you can add ticket number or request number, something, anything you can do. So tags are just optional thing. What we do with the tags, we just give the extra information why this service was created, why this user was created. So each service in Amazon, it can be IAM user, it can be S3 bucket, it can be a machine, EC2 machine, all things you can add tags. This gives the extra information. It's not mandatory, it's an optional thing, but it's good to have tags. Now just create the user. So now you can see the user is created successfully. Now it is the username and the password. You can download the CSV file or its information of the user. After this page, you won't able to see the password. You can just click here to show the password. But if you don't save the file, if you don't send the email, instruction email, then after this page is closed, you won't able to see the password. You won't able to see the password. Okay. So I have downloaded the file. Now click on return to user list. So whatever the login information for this user, it is in this file. Now you can see this user belongs to any group? No. Any activity done by this user? No. Is MFA enabled? No. Clear? So let's click on the file which we have downloaded and see what is the information in that file. So this file contains username and password and some URL. Some URL is there. So let me log out from my this particular root user and let's log in through IAM user. Now if I want to log in, it will ask me the email ID. Is there any email ID associated with this user? What information I got? Username, password, and a URL. This is not an email ID, right? So I have to log in as a IAM user. So now if you see, when I click on IAM user, it is asking me a 12 number digit, 12 number account digit. What is this means? So there are hundreds of thousands of IAM account, right? AWS has created till now. Amazon has thousands or lakh IAM, AWS accounts. In which account do you want to log in? You belong to which organization? So that account number you required. So did I got the account number? Yes. You can see in the here, this is the account number in which this user was created. This is the account number in which this user was created. This account number is, you can, if I log in through root account, you will see this is the same account number which is populated in your console. So again, I log in through right now root user, just want to show you that this is the account number. You can see in the last 717. 717. So what this information give account number means in which account this user was created. So when you are logging to your user, I when you are logging through IAM user, you have to pass you the account number. Click on next. Now you have to pass the username. What is the username? Rahul IT. What is the password? Enter the password. Now you can see now uh, it is asking me to reset the password. Just reset the password. Confirm. So I have reset the password. Now you will see I have logged in through a IAM user name as Rahul. But console is same. Everything looks same. How can I differentiate if it's a root user or IAM user? Go to the right here top. Here you will see IAM user Rahul. But when I log in through root user, it was not showing. So I will show you. I will log in through root user as well as through uh, main user. So let me open a Mozilla. Let me log in here through root user. I'm logging through root user. I will show you the difference between root user and IAM user. Logging through root user. And here in Mozilla Firefox, I will open using IAM user. So this is my root account. This is my root account. You can see here Parag. There is no information about IAM, only the account number. But if I go to Mozilla, let's log into IAM user. Toilet number, username, password. So here I have logged in through IAM user, that is Rahul. So if you click here, you can see Rahul at the rate account number. But if I switch to root user, there is no information about Parag at the rate something. So if this is a root user, only the name will be displayed. But if it's the IAM user, you can see the account number and the user ID. And here it is written as IAM user. But here there is no information about IAM. So if there is no IAM written here, IAM user, that means it's a root account. This is a IAM user, right? If I go to the root account, I can access anything, right? Right now, let's go to the root Rahul user, and let's go to S3 buckets. You don't have any permission. Let's go IAM, where we created the user. Can Rahul access IAM? You can see there are so many errors are coming. Red, red, red. Can Rahul see the users? No. So why this is? You don't have permission. Can Rahul see the roles? You don't have permission. Can Rahul see the? You don't have a permission. So this is the error. Why I'm getting this error? Anybody? Why I'm getting this error? Because when we created the user, did we assign any permission to Rahul? Let's check. Go to the right now. I'm in root user. Okay, I'm just showing you. Chrome is, you can see this is a root user. If you go to the users, root user can access anything, right? It has admin access. Go to the Rahul. If you see permissions, there is under the permission there is only change password. Apart from anything is there? No. So I told you whenever a user is created, by default there will be no permission. When a user is created by default, there is no permission. So a new user is created, no permission at first. By default there will be no user, no permission to the user. So root account created when first set up your AWS account, it has complete admin access. Then there is a new user or IAM user. Always remember. So right now, what level of permission Rahul has? Rahul has 0 level of permission. So anything Rahul will do in this account, he will get an error. He has access. He just has the access to log in. That's it. He just has access to log in. Similar to the example I have given you of the campus. That when ID card, you have ID card, you can just enter the campus, but you won't able to access any building. You won't able to access any building. You're not authorized to access any building. You can just log in or you can just come in the campus. That's it. Whenever an ID card is created, only default permission, that is you can just come to the campus. That's it. That's the Rahul has the access right now. Any question till here? So I'm stopping here. Tomorrow we are going to create more users. We are going to assign them some policy. We will see how we can create a sample policy as well, and how different user will have different thing, right? Only one more thing. So here the URL is created, right? I will explain what is the significance of this URL as well. Any question till this part? Anybody?